I just thought, can you come look in my ear and say, I think I got a critter in here. And I think he died, which is what I thought. I said, I think he got in there and I had 2 days of discomfort, but now he's dead. And I can't hear anything and the pressure.
Now he's just gumming up the works in there.
So he's like, yeah, I'll come tonight after church. So I was like, okay. And because I was like, I'll pay you for your time, whatever. You know, I don't want to, but I'm in misery here. So he comes by, brings his dad as his assistant, and then it had gotten worse during the day.
Yeah.
And so he looked up in there and he started, I was like, oh boy, here we go.
You never to hear a medical professional go,
Look, that joker got my head on the side of my table, and you know, he was pouring something in there, and he was grabbing, and make a long story short, 15, 20 minutes later, when that came out of my ear, and it was like a plug out of a wine bottle. Yeah. And all of a sudden, I'm like, life. All the pressure. Now, it turned out no critter. It was just
earwax.
It was, but as a plug.
Yeah.
Like I
had the same thing a few years ago.
Frightening, disturbingly large.
Yeah.
I mean, very gross. And I was like, well, gee whiz. No wonder I couldn't hear anything. No wonder I thought my head. So of course, you know, he's my buddy. He wouldn't take any money. So I was like, here you go. Because right now in this moment, I would give you everything I have.
For the relief.
I said, everything I have, I would just sign it over to you and just start over because I felt so much better. But the best thing I could think of is I had 2 bone-in ribeyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just handed them to him, and I said, please take them.
And me knowing him as well as I do, that actually was better for him than any other.
He had a faraway look in his eye, and he thought, good trade.
He's the one, every time I come back from Alabama, I bring him some smoked bacon from a place down there.
Well, I was making sure I didn't, you know, that we weren't just on an island in the medical world. You know, there's procedures. But, I mean, the guys, it literally was like, and so now doing this podcast, it's amazing.
Or you can hear us again.
I could hear y'all. I can hear myself. And I told Missy about it, and she was like, because she's not here. She's seeing the grandbaby. And she was like, well, maybe you'll quit hollering the whole time. I said, was I doing that? She said, yeah. You were just going up a decibel level. But I wasn't going to say anything because I thought, well, why is he? I was like, well, babe,
why is he yelling all the time?
I couldn't hear what I was saying.
You need to do that before it gets to that stage.
Well, Phil, I thought something was in my ear. Well, he said, too, he's like, well, look, when you're out digging in the dirt all the time, you're getting stuff in your ear and, you know, the wax build up.
I don't know how anything will get through that maze of.
That's what I thought, the hair.
You got hair covering it.
But he said, there's a lot of dirt in your ear. And
they sure to bathe more. Have you ever thought about just bathing more?
I said, I use soapy water, but I get dirty all the time. I dig around in the dirt all the time. So, but now, that's why I said I'm hearing dogs bark in the distance, birds singing. I actually just wandered around in my yard.
Listening, like you were a deaf man that'd been here.
I can hear. It's embarrassing. So I was trying to tell Missy, but every time I start telling, she said, oh, this is gross. This is making a skin crawl. Don't tell anybody that this happened. I was like, I'm telling this on the podcast now because you said don't tell it.